Listen, man, I'm ready to rise. I'm tired of being locked up in this cage. I'm tired of being locked up in this cell. Can't you see it in me, yeah? I'm ready to rise, y'all. Yeah, I'm ready to rise. Check this one out, y'all. Yeah. From the slums of the ghetto shores, from prison lockdowns, to my emotional struggles of incarceration written down on paper in bookstores. Can't you see it in my walk, talking eyes that I'm ready to rise? You can talk about my past, the character slips I've had, it won't last. What's up, y'all? This JD with Redemption Kings. Man, y'all, listen, today, man, I want to talk about how I roll downhill, man. And I know that statement might catch y'all off guard because you don't know what I'm talking about. I'm finna put you up on it, what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm telling you something, man. That's an inmate worst nightmare to see SHT roll downhill, man. I'm telling you, it's horrible. Now I'm gonna give you a scenario, and the scenario that I'm about to give you is based on facts, y'all. I don't know if y'all think it's a game that I'm talking about the Florida Department of Correction prison system, but check this out, man. So let's look at it like this here. You know, you got a couple dudes on the pound, right? And I ain't gonna say the prison where I'm at, but you got a couple of dudes on the pound, right? That they got it. They doing their thing. You know what I'm saying? They making money. You feel what I'm saying? Their names ringing bells. You feel me? But they ain't getting caught with nothing. You feel what I'm saying? They doing their thing. The name ringing bells, but they ain't getting caught with nothing because them dudes be on point with how they do things. They prisoners. And even the officers will tell you, listen, man, you know what I'm saying? You do your job and let me do my job. But then you got people that don't let the officers do their job. They want to do it for them. So, you know, it make it twice harder for the inmate to get off because he ain't just watching the police. He watching the inmates who the police too, and he watching the cameras that's watching him too. So you got to be moving on your feet if you're talking about doing anything. You feel me? Now check this out. Everybody can't move. Everybody ain't swift on their feet. Some people gonna trip in the dirt. Some people don't see these roots of grass. They think that they can just step over that little root, not knowing that root will twist your ankle and everything if you step on it the wrong way. You feel me? So when I say that stuff roll down here, now check it. Listen, I'm trying to live right. I was. I done did all my devilish gangster stuff on the street and when I first came to prison. So I wasn't even on that no more. I'm saying, man, listen, if there's an opportunity for me to get out of prison, I want it. So that was what my mindset was at. But let me tell y'all something. Just because your mindset is on that doesn't mean that the things that happen around you ain't gonna touch you. You know what I'm saying? Just like out here. You know what I'm saying? I ain't in Washington, but inflation is touching me because every time I go to the store and get me a loaf of bread or a gallon of milk, it seems like the prices is going up and up. And I just got out the chain gang. You feel me? So I said that to say this here, man. You know, in the chain gang, you feel me? We have our choices. We have our choices. You feel me? And some of the dudes that do the things that they do, they ain't built to do these things. They just trying to make some money. And some of them come with the attitude that like, man, listen, man, when I get knocked off, I just get knocked off. You know what I'm saying? What they gonna do is they gonna take everything that I got. But the money that I'm making already at the house. And they gonna transfer me. I ain't trying to kill nobody, man. I'm just trying to get me a little money. I'm trying to pay for my lawyer. But let me tell you something, man. When them dudes get caught and they go in, guess what? Oh, the warden, they got dope all on the pound. They had a little meeting, their little sergeant meeting. And let me tell you something, all the sergeants get snapped on. Oh, it's so much dope, but y'all ain't doing your job. Y'all just let your officers go around here, they sitting and they sleeping in the dorms. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to do their little routines. Only 30, we pay y'all all this money to just walk around and do 30-minute checks. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they drilling you like you a drill sergeant now. Believe me, I know the facts about how the hierarchy in prison handle their officers. So check this out. When the sergeants get that, because they don't want to lose their job, listen, they got children crying about Nikes. You know, so they got college tuitions coming up. They got bills to pay. You think they gonna take an inmate side over that? Oh, absolutely not. So when the sergeants come back to the dorm, guess who they give it to? They give it to the officers. Let me tell you something. You got two type of officers. Good and bad officers, that's it. Ain't no in between. If you see an officer and he do some slimy junk, that's who he is. Now when he come to you with the game, be friendly and all that stuff, all right now. Don't forget that he just bit dude over there. Cause when you get out of line, he gonna bit you too. It ain't no different than the inmates that gonna bite you. You understand what I'm saying? That's just the game that's going on in there. And if you know, like G.I. Joe say, knowing is half the battle. You already the one half the battle if you understand that. But let me tell you something, man. So the sergeants come back to the dorm and they put down on the officers. Now you got some officers that come out and be like, hey, y'all, this is what we just told us. You know, instead of a 5-inch collar on y'all beds, y'all need to make it a 4-inch collar on your bed. Now, if the 4-inch collar ain't the way it's supposed to be, in the next 2-3 hours, and we telling y'all, listen, tell your friends and all that other stuff, because they ain't exempt, you going to jail. Now, let me tell you something now. You know, sometimes the warden will be so pissed because you got people that's in jail that's finna get out, they ain't got nowhere to sleep. Yeah, y'all heard me, right? They ain't got nowhere to sleep. So guess what they doing? If you out of compliance in any kind of way, shirt tucked out, rubber bands on your wrist, come out that child hall with some ketchup and some mustard, you going to jail because they need your bunk. They need your bunk. You know what I'm saying? They need your bunk. And it rolls down here. And the water like, man, I don't care what y'all got going on. Do what y'all got to do. Do your job. You see them violating, put their tail in the jail. That's what it is. So you had to be swift on your toes. But man, let me tell you something, man. When them dudes went in, and the warden with the screaming, and it ran down here, hey, listen, man, they was coming and they was shaking us down. First, they locked us down. One dude, he got caught. Let me tell you something. This dude got caught with about 5 stacks, 5 phones, about 4 wireless connectors. Man, the dude had everything. He had his money. He was doing his thing. But guess what he did? He let somebody see him put his junk in the shop. And the people came in there with electronic devices, beep, 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 found all that junk. Rolled the camera back, seen him coming up out of there, and it was a wrap. But guess what they did? They went to hitting every dorm. You was locked down for 72 hours. And within them 72 hours, they'll come find another reason why to lock us down another 72 hours. You understand what I'm saying? That's like 3 days, y'all, that you locked in the cell. You ain't going to no showers, none of that. You in a cell with a stank inmate, and you stink too. So, you know, when that happens, it rolls down here. Now check this out. The officer's gonna go put down on you. They lock you up for any and everything. You understand what I'm saying? And guess what that do? That get the inmates agitated. Man, these people coming in here, man. Man, if y'all doing anything in here y'all ain't supposed to do, y'all need to shut that junk down. Cause if y'all getting out, they come take my blah, 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 blah. I'm gonna beat some tail up here. Man, who you talking to? You ain't no killer. You know what I'm saying? Who you gonna blah, 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 blah. Now, guess what had happened? All this stuff that ran down here, it fell in little weeds and a fire spark hit the brush. And next you know, Knives Out. Now, I ain't talking about the movie. I'm talking about straight up in prison. Knives is out now. Because now the whole compound is agitated. It's going down. Let me tell y'all something, man. See, you know, it's a difference between a rookie security guard and a veteran security guard. The reason why I say it's a difference between it, because even when the stuff rolled downhill and they get to the sergeant say, listen, man, the warden ain't gonna be, they gonna be home after 5 o'clock. And I'm gonna be here with these inmates and they got knives. So I'm gonna use the best judgment that I have to survive the night and to make sure that the other inmates survive too, right? So when he come in the dorm, he like, listen, man, you know, if you doing what you doing, you going to jail. We gonna get you. You know what I'm saying? You might as well go ahead, check in, move, or you better go cold turkey right now. You feel me? Because some people in here don't like what you're doing. And they sending us all the information that we need to give you what you get. See, when an officer come in there and address the dorm like that, they let you know, man, listen, we come and get right. Don't let, because this is my dorm now. I don't want these people to come here and find all this stuff in my dorm and say it was the hub of everything moving on the compound. See, don't no sergeant want that. You feel me? So they gonna let you know, man, listen, y'all need to tighten up, man. What y'all got going on up here? Do I need to come up here and bring the full extent of the law? So dudes get a chance to get their mind right. You understand what I'm saying? But check this out. Some dudes don't get it right, though. Some dudes still try. Man, skip that junk. Man, them people, they don't control me. I do what I want to do. You find them same dudes laid out in the bathroom stall where they piss at. Some dude that went down there when he was back there pissing and hit him, broke his whole jaw. And guess what? When people come back there and go to brush their teeth or piss, they step right over them. Because they know you the one that's caused, they step right over them. Because they know what time it is. Some people even step in the stall where you at pissing. You got to drive. Listen, I'm telling y'all, you think it's a game. You better ask somebody. You feel me? Because it run down here. And listen, let me tell you something. When you got a dude that's really a baller in his spot, he gonna control the whole move of the dorm. He gonna control it. You understand what I'm saying? Because anybody in that dorm cause these people to run down here and bring any kind of dogs or all this other stuff. Listen, let me tell you something. You gonna get your tail tore out the frame. That's just what it's gonna be. You understand what I'm saying? Either you gonna let it be what it's gonna be, or you gonna be under somebody's feet while they stumping on you. You hear me? So, when I say things roll down here, that's what I mean, man. You know what I'm saying? And the only way that you can overcome that stigma, y'all, the only way you can overcome, you know what I'm saying, falling and catching up and falling into somebody else's spin, you understand what I'm saying, when they go down, man, is to keep your face gator. I'm gonna tell you a scenario. One time we had a surprise shakedown. Man, listen, I was on my bunk listening to my radio, jamming. You know, they had the R&B jams going on. And I love that smooth jazz. Erykah Badu, yeah, absolutely. So, you know, I'm juking. I see one officer coming to the officer station. I'm juking. I'm laying on my bed. I'm laid back, y'all. I'm like, I got my headphones on. I'm watching the TV right here, and I'm looking in the officer station like, dang. Another officer came up, and I'm like, man, listen, man, they finna hit, man. Because ain't 4 officers coming to the office station. What y'all got to talk about? Y'all got a shift to do. Man, so everybody looking like confusion. I'm like, all right, now y'all sit around. I'm clean. I'm clean as a mosquito's Peter. You feel me? So when they hit, everybody get on your bunk. Get off what you doing. Stand still. Everybody like to sit. Now, you might got dudes in the bathroom smoking on Molly. You got some people smoking cigarettes on the toilet. You know what I'm saying? You got somebody and they got another dude tablet hitting a book or you know, messing with some flicks. You know what I'm saying? These dudes, they got all kind of stuff going on now. You feel me? Everybody back there cutting themselves. Who knows? But when he say, hey, freeze, everybody freeze. If you don't, you're going in. They're going to put you on your head. You understand what I'm saying? Because you're resisting already. So, you know, they come in and they shake everybody down. You know what I'm saying? And one of them get to my bunk, y'all, and he was like, man, he said, D, you know, do you got anything in your house? I said, no, man, I ain't got nothing in my house. They said, well, man, they wrote a kite on you. What? Now check this out, y'all. They had wrote a kite on me. Now they came and shook the whole dorm down just to get around to me and ask me, you understand me, you know, what you got going on. Now, check this out. Now, I had a tablet, y'all. I told you I was in the game, and I used to rent my junk. And some people I rented to, and some people I don't. You understand? So the people that I didn't rent to, because they didn't want to pay no money, they just wanted to get it free. They put the man on me. But my face was so gated that when the police came to me, he was like, man, listen. I said, what this about? A tablet? He was like, yes, can you give me your tablet? Now, check this out, y'all. I don't play where I lay. So I made the rule that I would never, ever have a tablet on me ever during count time. Because where can you go? Oh, hold on, officer, let me get off my bunk during count time. You ain't getting off that bunk during count time when you get locked up. So that's the best time for them to shake down. So I ain't gonna have nothing on me. You feel me? So when they went through my tablet and all that stuff, I was good. And they were like, thank you. They were like, thank you, sir. You just need to be more careful. They ain't locked me up, but guess what? I threw that tablet away. You know what I'm saying? I made sure I got rid of that joke. Y'all ain't finna get me like that. No. You know what I'm saying? I would have been free. You know what I'm saying? And had the pleasures of that just for a moment. You feel me? And I can come out here and watch a 65-inch screen TV, play a PlayStation 5 on my own TV. You feel me? Because that's what get you redeemed. That's what gets you. That's what gets you. You know, so stuff tends to run downhill, but you can duck it and dodge it based on your performance, how you move. You know what I'm saying? The seeds that you plant. Absolutely, man. Because you don't want to be left behind. You don't want to be in the salt mines wondering where you at. You know what I'm saying? Still trying to claw your way out. You know what I'm saying? Y'all, man, listen, man. Come back down to reality, man. Come back down to reality, man. Break yourself loose from the mundane and the stuff that comes down their way, your way, it won't come to you. You know what I'm saying? Because you believe in different. You feel me? It ain't about, you feel me? I'm saying, what you see. It's about what you believe. You know what I'm saying? If you believe that this chick can hold you, you'll sit in it all day. You know, if you believe that this, you know, device mobile can send their rays to your phone and keep it alive and running smoothly, you believe that enough to pay them monthly bills. Why can't you believe in a God that you can't see that can change you as well? That set me free from 2 natural life sentences. See, I'm happy to extend this to people. You understand what I'm saying? Because a lot of people ain't getting this here. A lot of people ain't getting it raw and uncut. You know what I'm saying? See, when the stuff come down here, I'm a roll. Because I know who I am. Even out here, when things come down here, when they make a declaration in the White House, and that declaration come all the way down to the states, and it affect people, I still got my faith. Because your faith should never change based on your circumstances. You know what I'm saying? Your circumstances change based on your faith. Never forget that. You know what I'm saying? So when stuff go down here, you duck it that way. When it come that way, you duck it that way. You know what I'm saying? You'll know how to move. You know what I'm saying? You'll be a redeemed king, y'all. You know what I'm saying? You'll have it figured out. You feel me? And you'll make it into a habit. And it'll change your life. And it'll change your life to the point to where, guess what? You want to change somebody else's life just like your life would change. And they want to change, and it just spread, man. It grow into a tree. And then when it really drove to getting out there, it started budding. It started developing fruit. When that fruit is good and full grown, it's ready to be plucked and ate, and it'll be sustenance to your fold. If I said that right. Absolutely. But let me tell y'all something, man. I love y'all, man. And I want y'all to understand that, man, listen, you know, things happen for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Things get shook for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Even if you can't have control of your situation. I didn't know that the ward was going to make that declaration and that it was going to run down here to affect me. You understand what I'm saying? But my belief never changed, regardless of the circumstances that I find myself in, because I know that God got me. Please comment, subscribe, and like, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Redemption King. We always do these things, y'all. Be blessed.